And the last two examples, we're finding volume here, and we've got volume equals length times width times height. That was our formula. And so in this case, I've got a length of 1/2, a width of 1/4, 1/2 inches, 1/4 inches, and a height of 1/2 inches. To find volume, I do length times width times height, so I'm going to do 1/2 times 1/4 times 1/2. And anytime we multiply fractions, we multiply the numerators straight across. 1 times 1 times 1 is equal to 1. And then we multiply our denominators. 2 times 4 is 8, times 2 is 16. And so in this case, our volume is 1/16 inches cubed. This is a very, very tiny little space that it occupies. And then on our very last one, we've got a length of 5 inches, a width of 4.5 inches, and then a height of 3 3/4 inches. In order to find volume, I'm going to multiply length times width times height, so 5 times 4.5 times 3 3/4. Now, when we did our fractions unit, we talked through the importance of when we multiply mixed numbers, we have to convert them all into improper fractions first. And so I can convert 5 to a fraction by putting 5 over 1. I can multiply that by this 4 1/2. I'm going to change to an improper fraction. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and I put that over 2. And then I can multiply that by this last mixed number. I multiply 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. My denominator stays the same for my improper fraction. And I've got 5 over 1 times 9 over 2 times 15 over 4. Once we have fractions, we can multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. 5 times 9 times 15 is 675. And 1 times 2 times 4 is 8. 675 divided by 8 doesn't go in there evenly. But I do know that this is an improper fraction I'm going to convert to a mixed number. So 8 can go into 675. It looks like 84 whole times. So my whole number is going to be 84. And 84 times the eighths is 672. So 672 is how many eighths I have accounted for right now, but there's 675. So 675 minus 672 leaves me with 3 more eighths left over. And I get 84 3/8 inches cubed. If I wanted to double check and make sure that my answer makes sense, I might say 4 1/2 is about 5, 5, and 3 3/4 is about 4. 5 times 5 times 4 is equal to 100, and 84 is close enough to 100 that my estimation and my exact answer seem close enough. I also may want to double check that 84 3/8 equals 675 eighths. So I might do 84 times 8 is 672 plus 3 is 675 eighths. So that also gives me kind of a double check and reassurance that I did this correctly. Again, to find volume, we're doing length times width times height. We're just finding the amount of space that an object takes up.